Cartoons, the animated frontier. These are the voyages of the Cellcast podcast. Its continuing mission to explore strange new cartoons, to seek out new animation styles and new creative storytelling methods, to boldly go where so few ever go again.
Am I wrong? Okay. This podcast is a part of Christian Reek Central Network. Wrong.
Hey, Scoop, what are you doing, man?
I don't know. I'm supposed to be reading an ad.
All right, hold on. Give me it.
Okay.
All right. This podcast is part of the Christian Geek Central Network at ChristianGeekCentral.com.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Cellcast.
The animated series.
Joining me today is a man who's about to get his wish of leading the team, Jacob.
Finally! I can finally be leader of that my stupid brother.
Why, thank you. And I'd like to introduce our co-host, a man who
Couldn't you just listen to your brother for once? Welcome, Drew.
A, I don't have a brother. I'm an only child.
You think?
B, I have a question for you.
okay.
Which of your two brothers is the idiot brother?
Oh, we're not going there.
That is the wisest answer right there.
I would never say both my brothers are not dumb. They are not.
Okay. Anyway, we are reviewing today Thundercats 2011 Season 1, Episode 15, The Trials of Lion-O Part 1. Jacob, why don't you tell us about this episode?
All right.
You're not going to read off the summary?
I'm going to read off the summary. It's like how do you not dispel like what happened with just the general summary? It says Lion-O is killed.
Well, yeah, that's how it starts.
That is
like
true.
literally, it's like Lion-O goes up the mountain. He drags everybody else up the mountain. We all know this is a stupid idea because none of the rest of the team likes the idea. So we're just waiting for something to happen. And guess what? They're attacked by Slithe, Jackal, and Monkey Man, whose names I can't remember anymore. Atticus and Canar.
Right.
Sorry.
Yes.
So guess what happens? Somebody has to die. And it's Lion-O because he's the only one who wanted to go up this mountain in the first place.
Right.
Everybody else just followed him because he's the leader.
All right. So let me get into that summary because it was more I was like do I spoil it? Do I try to
Spoil.
Yeah, okay.
Spoil.
All right. So
My plan is coming together perfectly.
all right, so going into summary. Lion-O is killed, but the Spirit Stone gives him one last chance at life. If he can prove himself worthy of life.
No, I'm not going to go there. Trivia. Lion-O's first two trials take place in realms resembling the slums of Thundera, which we have not seen since the first episode.
Yes.
And the Briar Forest of the Pedalars seen in the Song of the Pedalars.
Yes.
Also, the trials Lion-O faces are similar to the anointment trials from the original series.
True.
Mainly Lion-O's anointment second day, the Trial of Speed, where he has to race against Chitara, and Lion-O's anointment third day, Trial of Cunning, where he has to outwit the Thunder Kittens.
Right. So I do have
Let's talk about this thing.
All right. So I do have to say this one thing because I failed to mention it in the last episode. There is a slight animation change.
Slight, yes.
Yeah, very slight.
Because we are on the second half, and at least for this first one, they did bring back the opening.
They did. What I'm referring to is their slight animation. They change how the eyes are animated slightly.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that Lion-O's outfit design has been slightly altered.
Yeah.
So with Wily, what is it? Kit.
Wily Cat.
The girl.
Kit.
Kit. Yeah, Wily Kit. Yeah, her outfit is slightly different, and I think Tiger's outfit's a little different. There are little alterations to the outfits, but it's so slight.
Well, part of that comes from the refresh they were obviously kind of doing for the second half.
Yeah,
I mean, really, if I feel like this is season 2 right here is what
yeah,
we're in.
pretty much.
Even though it's not officially season 2.
Right.
It's that kind of change. So we did get 2 seasons.
We didn't know.
We were just supposed to get 4.
Yeah.
Curse you, toy sales.
Thank you, Warner Brothers.
Anyway.
Either way, yeah, that's just the one thing I wanted to bring up last time that I forgot to. So the slight animation change with the eyes and the outfits.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's get into this proper.
Yes. So Lion-O's dead.
Yeah, pretty much up front. Dead.
All the Lion-Os are dead. They're dead. So supposedly at the top of this mountain they're going up is a third stone. Is the third stone. Now I'm sitting here going, there ain't no way that's the third stone. Because here's what I know about plot. Mm-hmm. More than likely, by the end of this season, they're going to have at least 4 stones. Maybe 3.
Okay.
It'd be 3 or 4 stones. I'm assuming 3. It could be that they plan for the 4th stone to come in the next one.
Yeah.
They showed all 4 stones, but it would be a good... Going ahead and having a fully powered up Lion-O with all 4 stones would be a good way to end a season, even if you have more to come.
Agreed.
So more than likely, that's what it seems like they're doing. So you shouldn't do the 3rd stone show up until about episode 21 or 22.
Right.
Estimating there. So obviously there's no way this is the 3rd stone. So why are we walking up the very obvious mountain where anybody can shoot us? I'm sorry. In this episode, Lion-O deserved to die.
I couldn't have said it more better.
And I can say that because he did die.
He quite literally died.
It's like he's finally having to pay for the consequences of his actions by dying.
Yes.
Wait a minute. This is halfway through the show. How are we going to do this?
Yeah.
I mean, that is really kind of the downplayers. Like, we know there's more of the show coming, and Lion-O's the main character. We know he kind of has to come back somehow.
Yes.
We just don't know how. So, in order for Lion-O to come back to life, what's his name? The chief priest, chief cleric.
Jaga.
Jaga's spirit form tells him, the spirit realm has deemed you worthy of a second chance at life. While your first life was a gift, your second chance, it must be earned.
Yes.
So you must complete 4 trials. I'm calling BS. Because here's the thing. Lion-O did not obviously need to this was not a trial for him. He was not proving anything himself. These were all tests.
Yeah,
and tests
agreed.
to teach him lessons.
That is true.
I mean, we'll get into this next time, but they pretty much admit that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you look at this and you've got to look for Wily Kit and Wily Cat, and you've got to think outside the box. Don't trust your eyes. Try something else. Mm-hmm. Oh, we'll use the nose. Oh, look, the really smelly one's over there because I'm fairly certain the Thunder Kittens never bathe because they're kids.
They are kids.
The last time they bathed was when they fell into the river. But obviously that's how he's able to find Wily Kit and Wily Cat. And then the second one is, you've got to beat Chitara in a race. Well, that's not going to happen. Unless you cheat, which is essentially what he does.
True.
He cheats. And I'm thinking, what kind of message are you teaching the kids with this episode? Because I know this is a show for kids, and people who make shows for kids like to teach them lessons for some unknown reason. What are we teaching them here?
Right.
To cheat? That anything's possible to do to get away with life? I mean, last time you said any sacrifice is worthy in the defeat of your enemies. What are we teaching the kids with this show? This doesn't seem like the lovey-dovey stuff you normally see on TV anymore. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
This does not seem to follow the normal way of thinking.
Right.
For the people who make these shows. So it's like, okay. You have to use your nose, and You have to follow your nose to the great taste of Fruit Loops. So follow your nose and cheat. Gotcha. So we're doing Fruit Loops and we're doing the Trix Bunny. Gotcha. By the way, that never worked for the Trix Bunny.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway. So yeah, I mean, this being a 2-part episode.
Right.
Obviously. It does not end with a nice ending because it's got to lead into the next one. I do like how they do at least show us Wily Kit drawing on the rocks. So
Yeah,
we can
I really enjoyed that part.
They show that. I have one problem with this.
Okay.
Why did they let her off the skid to go do that? Why did I nearly called him Slurm.
Slurm.
What is his name? Slithe.
Yeah.
Why did Slithe do it? Because Slithe's an idiot. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Why did Atticus and Kanar allow her to get off the boat?
Yeah. And those
Because if you use the cheat, I need to go use the restroom. They'll just say, go off the side of the boat. We don't care. We're lizards. We don't care. We're crazy people. I personally don't. Kanar don't want you to pee because I think that might change the taste of the meat.
Okay. Creepy much?
Kanar would say crap like that.
Agreed. He is psychopathic.
Yes.
Oh.
He is the Joker in Jackal 4.
So, okay. So, speaking of that, there's one scene where Kanar, it's after Lion-O's death. Obviously, the guy died. He drowned.
Yes.
But there's one scene where they have all Thundercats, they're captured, and they're about to take off on this sled that the mutants are using.
I called it a skid, but yeah, the sled.
Yeah, sled. There's one line which really got me. There's Kanar says something along the lines of, be like, Lord Mumwall would really enjoy the Thunder Kittens.
Ooh.
Okay, they'll be like he would.
Hang on. I think I have a theory on this.
I know where it comes from.
I'm sure you do, but the adults obviously have already they've lived outside the rule of Mumra's law.
Yeah,
they obviously can't be helped. They're probably just going to have to be put to death after we torture them and get all the information out of them. But the Thunder Kittens are children. They can be molded and turned into Mumra's slaves. Boy, that's dark for a kid's show.
Oh yeah, and they made a comic of it too.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's called Thundercats: The Return. It was a short-lived series from, I think, Wildstorm, and it's quite literally at the end of the original series. Lion-O goes into the Book of Omens. This picks up after he comes back.
Yes.
Mumra has taken over Third Earth and enslaved everybody. The kits are Mumra's personal slaves.
Yeah. And they're probably happy about it too.
A little bit.
Yeah. It's called brainwashing.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just like the most when he said that, I was, oh my gosh, Thundercats: The Return. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so meta and creepy. It's not even funny.
So I'm looking at that and going, what is this show rated?
This is a kid's show, right?
I thought it was a kid's show.
Wow, but yeah, Kanar is just
and I know you aim it at kids, but it's really for the adults.
That is true.
But because it was Toonami.
Yeah, Kanar is one twisted jackal.
Anyway, you have anything else to add on
this
episode?
It's the trials are they're again very reminiscent of the original show.
Yeah.
It's speed, and Lion-O is like, okay, how do I? Obviously, he cannot beat Jatara in a straight race,
Right.
but just look for different opportunities, and he does. It's a learning curve for him, and I enjoy that. And going into the second episode is even better. So yeah, I think we've wrapped everything up, I believe.
I think so. So join us next time for The Trials of Lion-O Part 2. Come, Jacob. We must prepare for next week.
Prepare for what, Drew?
The same thing we do every week, Jacob. Record a podcast.
Oh, boy.
So where can they find you, Jacob?
They can find me on Facebook at Jacob B. Heron and Jacob's Daily Art Corner, my personal art Facebook page. on Twitter at Jacob B. Heron, on Instagram at Jacob B. Heron, and on Letterboxd at Jacob Heron. Where can they find you, Drew?
You can find me on Facebook at Drew Dodgen. You can also find my Facebook page at Drew's Photo Bin, where I upload my photography. You can also follow me on Letterboxd at GGeorge759 and Twitter at GGeorge759. Where can they find us, Jacob?
You can also visit our website, thecellcast.podbean.com, where you will find every episode we released and links to listen to it on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher. Our RSS feed, if we aren't in your favorite podcast app directory, please share, review, and subscribe to us there and share us with your friends.
You will also find a link to our Facebook group, the Double Feature Podcast Community, where we talk about both animated and live-action movies. We share this with our other podcasts, which we do with Jacob's brother Jim, at the Movie of the Week podcast, where we talk about live-action movies. You can also email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com. Also, please like our page on Facebook. We try to post about upcoming movies. If you comment on that movie's post before we record, we'll read your comments in the episode. And remember, every time we say The Cellcast, that is with a single L.